Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So in May of 2025, I read The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson and I gave it 5 stars. It was probably one of my favorite books of the entire year, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to get into the next book, but I have Words of Radiance here on my Kindle and I'm going to be starting that book, and I could not be more excited. I'm so excited. I love the cover. It's so pretty. Let me see how many pages are in this book. 1,080 pages. Oh my goodness. Well, I have already read one of his books. So, what's another one? I have Words of Radiance update. So I'm at 14% through, and it did take me a few chapters to like really get the feel of being absorbed in the story, just because there are so many characters and so many things happening, and it had been a while since I'd read The Way of Kings. But I feel like by now I'm in it and I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's definitely going to be another 5-star. And so I am just like enjoying the read. I'm kind of savoring it. And I had only planned to read 2 books in the month of February. The first one was Gemina, and then the second was this book, Words of Radiance. And I did read Gemina earlier this month, and I'm planning on spending the rest of the month and reading Words of Radiance. And it is the 17th. So I have 11 days left in the month of February, so I should be able to finish this in the next 11 days, I hope. So yeah, I am very much enjoying it. We're just picking up where we left off. We're following all the loose ends and the questions that were left off in the last book. So I'm very excited to keep reading, and I'm very much enjoying myself. Brandon Sanderson, he has a talent and a gift, and he has honed it to perfection. He's the best. Okay, so I have another update for you. So I'm at 28% of the way through and working on chapter 25. So that is cool. I'm on page 316 of 1081. So that is very satisfying to be making progress. But I do have only about a week left till the end of February. So I really have to, I know I keep saying this, but I really have to lock in and get some reading done. I'm just trying to savor it because it's just so good and so rich and deep, and just like there is just so much packed into it that I don't want to rush reading it. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to really get some reading done, because it's Friday and usually I can get more reading done over the weekend. So I think that I will be able to knock out a big chunk of it over this weekend, and I'll have to update you guys probably after the weekend. And yeah, I don't really know how to describe what's happening, because I hope that I'm not giving out any spoilers. We're just following Kaladin as he is learning how to be a soldier and a bodyguard and captain and leader of literally thousands of men. And well, I guess at this point it's probably about 1,000 men, I think. But he's just learning how to be in that position and how to not be like too actually aggressive against the Light Eyes, the people who have actually hurt him. And there's a huge plot twist that I cannot give out because that would definitely be a spoiler. It's a huge plot twist that happens, and you're like, oh, this is bad. And I have so many questions that I'm like, what is going to happen? How is this going to work out? And we're also following Shalyn and Jasna, and I love following Shalyn's journey. Like, her journey is so beautiful and meaningful to me personally. Like, I can just relate to her so well. And we are also following Dalinar and Adeline. I think that's how you say their names. So it's definitely so interesting, and I'm very much enjoying it. So I will catch up with you guys another day. Okay, it's a few days later, and I don't remember exactly what point I was at last time I updated you, but I'm now at 52%. Yeah, I'm starting in chapter 50, so that definitely feels like a huge accomplishment, and I'm very happy with the progress I've made, even though I do wish I had made more. I'm trying to just kind of savor the moment and enjoy the book rather than trying to rush through it. Well, I think I've said that before. But anyway, there is a new romance blossoming. There's some love interests happening, which are really exciting, and I can't say who it is because it's a huge spoiler, but it's really good, and I'm very excited about what's happening, and I am just like, I am on the edge of my seat right now, and I just need to read and keep finding out what's going on. There is a lot of mystery and intrigue. As usual, there's just a lot of really great character development. There's a lot of high stakes going on. There's just like the characters are being forced to make very difficult decisions. I'm very much enjoying it, and I will keep reading and be back with another update soon. Around about 30% of the way through Words of Radiance, that was when my interest was like fully peaked. Like up until then, I was of course interested and invested, but at around 30%, suddenly I was sucked into it way more, and it suddenly became so much better. And then around like 50%, it's just like somehow Brandon Sanderson just manages to put the plot twist at the perfect spot to just keep you hooked. Like, you can see the mistake that other authors can make where you kind of lose interest, you kind of just get bored, especially with such a long book. But he keeps you hooked and engaged, and every so often there's just this new plot twist that makes you go like, I have to keep reading. I have to know what happens. And this character, like, I cannot believe that this happened. Like, by the way, I just realized that I was pronouncing Kaladin wrong. It's not Kaladin, it's Kaladin, which actually does sound way better now that I think about it. So Kaladin just had another plot twist happen, and I'm like screaming internally, like, I cannot believe this happened. But it is also, it's like you feel frustrated because you know that Kaladin is such a important character, and he has such incredible abilities that of course he is so important. That why doesn't Dalinar and the king recognize that? Why don't they elevate him? Why don't they know this? And instead, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but he's in prison again. He's in prison again, and I'm like, how is he gonna get out of this? And how is he gonna trust Dalinar? Now what's gonna happen? Everything's spoiled. Everything's wrecked. So yeah, that's interesting. And the dueling suddenly got interesting. Adeline is a duelist, and he's very accomplished and he's very skilled at it. And up until a certain point, he wasn't allowed to duel because his dad didn't like him to duel, which is fighting other people with a shard blade. Um, So he wasn't allowed to until a certain point, and then his dad was like, no, we're going to do this because it was part of his dad's strategy to unite Alethkar. So he's now allowed to duel. So now Adeline is trying to duel people, and then at a certain point, there's a plan formed that he somehow gets a deal where he invites two people to duel him, which is basically unheard of. Not impossible, but unheard of. And then there's another plot twist that happens, and I was reading that part last night, and I was like telling my husband how I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like, this is not gonna end well. Trust Brandon Sanderson. He works his magic, and I'm just like, no, no, this didn't happen. Anyway, I've been yapping for way too long, but I'm at 64% of the way through, and I'm at page 708 of 1081. So that feels so satisfying. I have just finished part 2, so I'm ready to enter part 3, and I'm in the like interludes between part 1 and 2. He always includes interludes between each section, so I'm reading the interludes right now, and then I'll keep reading. But anyways, I'm so excited. Well, it is February 27th. It's a Friday, and I have just reached 72% of the way through this book, so I have not managed to complete it by the end of the month, but that's okay. So I will be getting more reading done today, and then tomorrow we do have a pretty busy day. I guess I really don't know when I'll be finishing this book, so probably sometime early next week. And so I will definitely update you guys, but we're heading into the weekend, so I probably won't be doing too much filming over the weekend, but yeah. And more plot twist happened. Kaladin had another plot twist happen, and just more things are happening. More tension is building. I think getting close to that 75% mark, we're getting to probably another little twist in the story, and so I'm very excited, and I'm also excited to finish the book. So good morning, everybody. It's March 1st, and it's I've been reading for a while already this morning, but I'm now at 86% of the way through, and I am actually hoping to be able to finish the book today. It kind of depends how much time I'll have to read this afternoon, but we don't necessarily have anything going on until this evening, so hopefully I will be able to read it and actually finish it today, because I was hoping to get it done by the end of February, but since I didn't finish it in February and it is only March 1st, like that would actually be pretty impressive to me if I could actually finish it today. So that would be cool. And I'm feeling nervous because, okay, this is a spoiler, so I'll put a number on the screen if you want to skip past the spoiler. So Kaladin lost his powers. He does not have the ability anymore to take in Stormlight, and he lost Syl, his spren. So I'm feeling nervous about this. Like, how is he actually going to get it back? He has to. Like, how is the story going to end? So that is something I'm definitely very nervous about, but yeah, it's very good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this book is going to end like. Okay, well, I think the last that I filmed was on Saturday or Sunday morning, maybe March 1st. So it is now March 2, and I literally just finished reading Words of Radiance. I do still have the epilogue, but I'm at 98% and I finished all the chapters. So that is so exciting, and I definitely highly rate this book. It is 100% a 5-star, and I am very happy with everything. It was so good. Just the ride he puts you on. Brandon Sanderson puts you on a ride, he puts you on a roller coaster, and the next book promises to be equally as amazing, and I'm very excited to read that one as well, but definitely not yet. I need some time to think. I love how he brings closure to certain things and certain characters that happen in the first book that really are not good characters and not good circumstances, and then he really does a good job of resolving them and taking care of certain characters that just really needed to be taken care of. He does such a good job of bringing it like in a full circle moment to where you're like, oh, that really makes sense, and it just makes you feel like, oh, now we can let go of that and move on to the next thing. I don't know how, if I'm explaining it well, but that just felt really like, yeah, just like a full circle moment, and just being able to release certain of those negative things. And then there is another character that plays a huge part in Kaladin's story, and he really needs to be taken care of, and he kind of is, but I think it's really setting it up for something bigger in the third book. So I'm very excited to see what happens with all the rest of those characters. Brandon Sanderson just did such a good job, and I am very happy. So I highly rate and highly recommend reading Words of Radiance, and I just think it's a must read. It's just an absolute must read, and I'm very, very happy with the result of it. So I'm feeling tired, and I'm going to end the video here, and I will be back with more reading videos in the future. Bye. Time.